Blog Talk Radio.
Party crew, keep it real for you. No clothes allowed. This summer party. Grown and sexy, join the party. Put summer party. Party crew, keep it real for you. No clothes allowed.
Welcome to a Friday night at the Pajama Party. It's 9 o'clock on the East Coast. This is the adult late night pajama party. I'm one of your hosts, Poppa DD. I'm here with Ketel.
Hello.
Ketel, you out there? Ketel's on location. Where are you anyway? Where are you, in Bosnia or somewhere? Where are you? Anyway. And Redwine.
Bonsoir.
Redwine's here in the studio. And I'd like to wish everybody a belated Thanksgiving. Hope everything went well. Everybody was blessed to sit down to a hearty meal and sit back and talk about
gobble gobble
all the latest goings on with things, the world today, and what have you. Try to keep religion and politics off the dining room table of the Thanksgiving feast.
Tried and failed miserably.
Do your best to keep religion and politics off the table, okay? And hopefully the food was occupying your mind to keep your mind clear on strictly eating, okay? And if it wasn't, then try again next year.
Okay, now.
Okay. Anyway, Ketel, how you doing?
I can't complain. How about yourself?
I'm doing pretty good. You know.
Started out the Redwine? I'm good. I'm still basking in Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so grateful for leftovers.
Okay, I know that was right. Thank you.
All right, Ketel. So what you got for the rundown tonight?
You guys ready?
Yep, go for it.
Ready, Frey? Our hot topics tonight. We got the Black Friday violence breaks out across America. Also, D.C. restaurant apologizes about hosting alt-right dinner. Trump owns stock in Dakota's Access parent company. Our hit it and quit it headline. Obama calls deployed service members. Nation of Iceland wages name battle with UK grocer. Bill Stein is formally filed for Wisconsin recount. Donald Trump's cabinet is on track to be the least experienced in modern history. What's popping with Poppa DD? Are you following the cabinet appointments, or do you have a clue? A weird news. Utility workers rescue cat stuck on power pole for 9 days. Rescue goat suffering from anxiety only calms down in her duck suit. And Florida man runs over his own leg. Okay, how is that possible? So we'll get into that. I'm just doing with red wine, Black Friday, and black eyes. News for the city with Poppa DD, cell phones and cigarettes. My Hollywood wrap-up tonight. I'm going to get into Kanye West while he's been hospitalized and a few other things. Cocktail of the week, which is called the chocolate martini. Sounds good. Our kiss it list and the last word. Sit back, relax, get your favorite cocktail, and we'll be right back with the hot topic.
You're listening to the Pajama Party Late Night Adult Talk Show. We've added a new segment to the show called the Kiss It List. Every week, we put people on this list who have done dumb stuff or have been irritating or just gotten on ours or your nerves. So we call them out and put them on the Kiss It List, and we tell you why. If you have somebody you want to add to our Kiss It List, hit us on Twitter at @PajamaParty and use hashtag #KissIt, and we'll add them to the list. If you prefer to email your contenders, send them to info@apajamaparty.com. We'll call them out every Friday night at the end of the show, so get those names in. Now, let's get back to the Pajama Party Crew and more of the show. DJ, would you mind turning it up a notch? Oh, how rude. Oh, you're on the Kiss It list.
All right, welcome back to the Pajama Party. Welcome to another Friday night of the Adult Late Night Talk Show. And I'm one of your hosts, Poppa DD. I'm here with Ketel.
Hello.
And Redwine.
Bonsoir.
And Ketel's on location. That's why she sounds a little faint. And she's not letting her know where she is. I think she kind of stayed over.
If I tell you, I might kill you, Papa.
Yes, you stayed over. I know how it is when you stayed over.
Didn't want to make that walk of shame.
Well,
okay.
Now, I had a few cocktails.
Hope you got your little douche kit with you. Anyway.
Okay, Papa.
Anyway.
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 Let's get to the hot topics. Let's see. Ketel, you up first. What you got for us?
Well, as everybody knows, Friday night is a Black Friday. And I'm quite sure everybody is gone in a frenzy to go get those doorbusters, hellbusters, whatever, those sale items that are on sale for a limited time. Black Friday kicks off with deadly shooting at mall. Wow. An Atlantic City man was fatally shot and his brother was wounded in the parking lot of a New Jersey mall, one of at least 2 fatal Black Friday shootings nationwide. Also in Reno, Nevada, a Walmart customer was gunned down during a fight over a parking spot just after doors were open on Thursday night. Really? Also, another incident in Tennessee, a person also was shot Thursday at a Memphis mall while shoppers were taking part in early Black Friday sales. I mean, this stuff is getting out of hand. Also, there was a shooting there by the Red Star. The Jersey shooting took place about 1 a.m. outside of Macy's department store at the Hamilton Mall in the Mays Landing section of Hamilton, Atlantic City. Interesting. The dead man who was the dead man that was shot multiple times was pronounced dead on the scene. His 26-year-old brother from Clayton was shot in the leg and less in a stable condition. Wow. What is going on? Is Black Friday that serious?
Apparently for some people.
Right. Also, another incident, Black Friday violence also struck in England, where a police officer in Leeds was attacked Friday morning when the assailant took offense when the cop asked him what he was doing. Wow. Crazy.
He just asked him what he was doing and he went off?
Yeah. I don't know what's wrong with people. So there have been 7 deaths and 98 injuries across the country during Black Friday. So from what, maybe Wednesday to Friday? This is crazy. I don't know what's going on. Maybe they need to call it something else, not Black Friday, because why always something black has to be negative? Why don't we call it something else maybe?
Well, you know they call it Black Friday because that's when the stores allegedly go into the black, meaning make a profit for the first major time of the year. And that's how they came up with that name, Black Friday.
Yeah, that just doesn't make any sense to me. You would think it'd be black is always represent negative, now as being positive. Really? Interesting.
Yeah. I guess you just can't have it both ways, huh?
That's true.
If it means something good, it's got to have something bad going on with it.
That's true. Okay. Well, that's my hot topic for tonight. But you guys got any crazy Black Friday stories or hopefully no violence or nothing like that, hit us up tonight, 914-803-4306.
And press 1.
All
right, we're going to keep it moving. Poppa DD, what you got on hot topics?
Well, I got some pretty deep here. First of all, this restaurant called, what is it called?
Maggiano's.
Maggiano's. This is going to sort of tie into, into my What's Poppin' segment. Maggiano's is the restaurant in Northwest D.C. They apologized after hosting they use a new term now, alt-right, which means the same as far right or what have you, or just completely racist or what have you. The new name is alt-right, and the new name for KKK seems to be white nationalists. Okay, just in case you run across those names or you're walking down the curb and you trip on those names, know that the names have been changed to protect
the guilty.
The guilty, yeah. Anyway, if you've seen a clip, if you haven't seen a clip, you need to search the clip and take a look at it. These were the people that was in the restaurant, and they got this big old mirage of how all this went down, down there trying to protect the restaurant, protect the neighborhood, protect the reputations of people. But the story is goes as such, okay? A restaurant in Northwest Washington issued an apology Monday after hosting a alt-right white nationalist, the two names I'll tell you to remember. Alt-right means far right of anything that's got to do with righteousness, and white nationalist is, I guess, the new name for KKK or what have you, okay? They hosted an event whose participants offered praise for Adolf Hitler because they were throwing different Hitler the four fingers point up in the air with the straight hand salute, open hand kind of thing, and they make a little noise or what have you. Okay, the dinner was held Friday at can you say it again? Maggiano's Little Italy, and this is in what's called Friendship Heights, of all places. Friendship Heights, as they call the area in Northwest. And it was sponsored by the National Policy Institute, okay, the white national organization that supports President-elect Donald Trump in the election. Okay, this is called the National Policy Institute. They sponsored this thing for the white nationalists. So remember all these names. You really got to memorize this stuff because you're going to hear a lot of it over the next 4 years. Anyway, a white nationalist organization that supports President-elect Donald Trump in the election and held a conference in the district to celebrate his victory. Okay, now peep this here. Protesters tried to confront those who was attending the dinner on Friday when they saw them going in that particular restaurant, but they were forced out by the police. So at this point, whose side was the police on anyway? Okay? Now the police is protecting the people who's going there and doing their little action. Okay, but on Monday, the restaurant apologized, saying that this was an inadvertent sight. The protest was supposed to be held somewhere else, and this was a last-minute reservation that was made, and they must have offered them a ton of money, and they couldn't turn it down. I guess the white nationalists made them an offer they couldn't refuse, being the fact that Trump won. Everybody's fat happy with money. There's a lot of what's called street money out there. If you know of any kind of election years when the election day and people that are working the polls and the different people are going around, there's a lot of stuff going out there. It's called street money, getting people to hold up signs and walk around and put signs in places and stuff on people's cars. They would just have money they just give to people in the urban district, and that's called street money during election days, okay? Anyway, so they said it was a last-minute booking in this restaurant, and if you look at the video, these cats are throwing up all kind of, well, the gentleman gets on the podium, and he's saying that we won, we're taking it back our country, we're taking back our this, we are doing this, we are, speaking on like the whole white national taking back our particular whatever. And it was really violent to hear in 2016 in a restaurant in Northwest D.C. So if you didn't hear it, you got to get up from underneath your rock. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. You could think you're the hippest person in town, but if you did not see the clip on this restaurant situation, it's on YouTube. It's everywhere you can find on the computer. If you didn't see this particular speech by these people in there, then you really need to wake up and see what's happening. So therefore, now this particular chain here, this little Italian restaurant, they have like 51 stores. Okay, so these people got big money. So I don't think it was a necessity of cash for them. But everybody now is trying to slip out the back door with responsibilities and who sponsored what or what have you, okay? So, but the restaurant on the back end said that they're going to donate $10,000 of the profits. So they made a lot of money that night, okay? $10,000 of the profits to different defiant different companies or organizations that are trying to keep the peace or whatever. You know what I mean? It's like, come on, whatever. Who knows how much profit you made? When people understand when somebody got a liquor license, money can be endless. You can make $10,000 in the first hour. But anyway, like I said, name of the place is Maggiano's. Maggiano's, and please don't eat there if you can help it. Because even though they're apologizing and all that jazz, you did it, and when it was going on, somebody there heard it, I'm sure. Whoever was serving or working that room, and nobody kind of stood up and said, you can't talk about that here like that, or you can't carry on like that because we don't support that. No, not at all. It went on without a hitch.
But Maggiano's is saying that they didn't know. That when they booked the restaurant to this group, they're saying that they did not know what they were doing or who they were, what they were about, and stuff like that. So I don't know.
So nobody was working the room as far as different waiters and servers or people
I'm
serving
sure
drinks?
They were.
Okay, well,
but I'm saying ahead of time they didn't know. Once they were in the midst of it all, and they started hearing all this Hitler references and stuff, I think that's when they realized, now what do we do?
Well, how long did it take? Like 5 minutes to hear that Hitler stuff?
I don't know. I wasn't there.
Okay,
but
well, that was 5 minutes, I'm sure. And I'm sure there was a bunch of Hispanics probably serving their drinks and taking orders and things of this nature. And are they so close-minded, and are they such slave-driven that they just keep their mouth shut no matter what's going on in the room?
But I will say that they do have good food. I've been to Maggiano's.
You know what?
They make a good food.
You know what? I think statements like that is what puts us deep in the gutter. Is because one of us is protesting something, the other person's bragging about how good their damn food is. Are you serious?
That's what happens.
Yeah,
they make good food.
Yeah, that's happened to a race of people where one person is supporting and the other one saying, "Well, I ain't gonna boycott them. I'm gonna go get my chicken wings. I'm gonna get my chicken wings. I ain't boycotting." Okay. Go ahead.
Let me make a point. First of all, like Redwine says, food is good. Second of all, I've patronized them quite a bit, and I haven't heard of them, renting a room to any organization of that matter, that type of organization. So when they said that they had booked the room under someone else's name, that's probably what the group did. That was the intention, or for them to book another, person's name, to book under a different name, because they didn't want to be busted wide open. So, my thing is, and then you talk about the service, Papa. I mean, they're there to work. They're there to get a paycheck. They're not there to say, okay, well, this person not supposed to be in here. That's his business. So, you can't blame the servers. I think that, like you said, the management, they took responsibility of what they did. And to me, they turned it around because they do, one, have a reputation. And two, like I said, I've never heard of that restaurant booking of an organization of that matter, of, that type of organization.
Well, that's because Barack has been the president for the last 8 years. That's why they haven't booked it. And now that they were doing it in his honor, which wasn't so much in Trump's honor, it was just an excuse to be able to do it. And like I said, when they were in there, you can't tell me that no ownership and everything didn't see the color of that rose or the smell of that funk 5 minutes into the speech. 5 minutes. And what if it was a Black Party thing, a Black Panther thing? How long would that have gone on? Would they let that go all night? The thing went on all night, right? They covered everything they had to cover. When that guy made that speech, he was not interrupted one bit. Not at all. And like I said, when the money's coming in and people buying drinks and the dough is piling up, I don't care how good their reputation is, I mean,
I would like to hope that they would not be stupid enough to throw away their good reputation, because they've been around for a long time. And I hope that they're not dumb enough to throw away their reputation for money for a one-night event, messing with some hate groups.
Okay, well then, like I said, there again, the room was, I don't know, maybe I don't get what I'm saying.
No, I do get what you're saying. I'm just saying I think that before we just say they're
I'm
no
not saying
good,
anything.
we should boycott them or any of
I'm
that.
not saying anything. I'm saying the fact that when you're throwing up Hitler signs in a world where we know where the whole swastika situation lies and the whole Confederate flag lies, when we see that brewing, what do we got to do? Wait till it explodes? And then we're going to say, oh, but they sell good food there. I don't care what they sell there. You know, nobody took the time to stop what was going on.
Okay.
So therefore, I can't accept
So
it.
you're not going to Maggiano's?
Oh, hell no.
Okay.
Are you kidding me?
All right, we got it.
Please, I wouldn't go there and get changed for $1.
All right.
No disrespect, Maggiano, but they can't cash my dollar.
All right.
I'd rather get a ticket to meet her. Anyway.
All right. Well, I'm gonna move.
Yeah, we're going to leave that alone because you guys love that restaurant, and I want you to go there and get your little shrimp and your whatever you get. So go and do your thing.
Get that lasagna. Anyway.
My people.
You know how we are.
Yeah, I do.
Those folks not loyal.
Okay. My people.
Anyway, let's
Oreo.
talk about the pipeline.
Okay.
You know where the Native Americans have been trying to hold that line
to
keep that pipeline from happening.
And they need help there.
Yeah.
They need help there. I feel so sorry for them.
Yeah, I don't know how that whole thing is going to end up playing out, but here's the story that I want to talk about. Come to find out, President-elect Donald Trump owns stock in the company that's building the Dakota Access Pipeline. Now, how you like those apples? And that came out today, an Associated Press story, and they're saying that, this could pose a conflict of interest. You think? I mean, why don't y'all just come right out and say, what did I say last week? Call it what it is. How are you going to say this might cause a conflict? If the man has stock in the company that's building the thing, and they're saying it might cause a conflict, now, they found, Associated Press found this information in Mr. Trump's 2016 financial disclosure form that showed that that he owned $15,000 worth and $50,000 in Energy Transfer Partners, which is the parent company of Dakota Access. He also owns somewhere between $100,000 and $250,000 worth of Phillips 66, which is the company that owns a quarter of Dakota Access. So he's got his fingers all in that pie. And, of course, the pipeline has been the subject of a lot of protests from the Native American tribes. And I was doing some checking on it. They're saying that this is a $3.7 billion project. So that's why everybody's trying to do what they're doing. It's a lot of money involved. And it's supposed to span through 4 states, from North Dakota, South Dakota, through Iowa, and then through Illinois. And it's supposed to run for 1,172 miles. So between going through all 4 of those states, the Native Americans are saying it's going through some tribal land. I don't know if it's burial land or what it is, but they're saying it's tribal land, and they don't want it to happen. So the CEO from Energy Transfer Partners is saying that they believe that Mr. Trump is going to help expedite the process. Well, of course that's what they want because they stand to make money from it. So they're trying to see all of this stuff go forward because that's when everybody can start getting paid. As long as this project is on hold, nobody's making money. So the point of it is if Trump is owning stock in the company that's going to make money from this pipeline, how is that not going to be a conflict of interest? How is he supposed to rule or pass legislation to say, yes, let's do this, or no if he decided no, but why would he? He was going to lose money if he says no. So I'm just trying to wrap my mind around why are people still acting like there's a possibility of a conflict of interest when, to me, there is no gray area. It is very clear that is a direct conflict of interest. Just like when he had all these foreign dignitaries that have been killing themselves booking rooms at the new Trump Hotel in D.C. so that they can throw money into Trump's bank accounts and be closer to, have meetings and whatnot with him. He just met with the Argentina's president, not met with, spoke to about one day earlier this week. He said it wasn't about anything official. It was just two heads of state having a conversation. Well, first of all, you're not a head of state yet, so let's get that clear. But his people said, oh, it's just two heads of state having a conversation. But truth of the matter, he's trying to build a resort down there in Buenos Aires in Argentina, and it's been on hold because he couldn't get the building permit. But mysteriously, 3 days after this alleged conversation between alleged heads of state, all of a sudden now, building permit has been approved. And the Buenos Aires project is going forward. So explain that. Once again, people say it might be a conflict. I want to slap everybody who says might. Y'all need to call it what it is. It's a direct conflict of interest. Let's get real. How long is this mess going to continue? That's all I'm saying on this.
Nobody's waking up. Everybody is just turn the other cheek. Nobody's concerned.
Wow.
But things have a way of blowing up, to say the very least. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be very interesting in the long run, because you can't control or stockpile everything, because after a while, it's going to get you.
Yep, just a matter of time.
You're right.
Well, we're going to stay tuned to all that, because this is going to be very interesting. And this is long before, the inauguration has not even taken place yet.
Oh, we're not even going to talk about that.
So let's and the Obamas are still in office, and we're talking January 20th on the inauguration. So, and we're just getting past the 20th of November, so we still have like maybe 50-something more days left before this man takes over completely. And right now, his whole setup is very interesting, and you got to stay tuned. But then again, one more thing on that. I've heard some live conversation or some live interactions on that Dakota pipeline thing, and to hear the Native Americans really go strong with that. They're really going strong, and they're approaching bulldozers and things like that. They're fighting strong there, and those people are really aggressive people that have been around for years on that land. And I tell you, I can't imagine the end results of that whole situation. I think it's going to really get ugly. Right now, nobody's paying attention to it because it's way up in the Dakota somewhere. But I think after a while, it's going to become front page news. I think it's going to become grand scale news. And I think that a lot of things that are going on that Trump has an interest in, a lot of stuff's going to go belly up, because it's going to, God don't like ugly. So a lot of things are going to blow up into space. And I think he's not going to take the presidency serious until he starts to see things really start to unravel. Almost like if you ever seen the movie God Almighty, when your boy Jim Carrey started answering prayers all recklessly. Anything anybody was praying on, he just answered it and gave them what they wanted, and it got crazy for a minute. So, but like I said, we'll take a wait and see attitude, but we really got to stay conscious of what's happening.
Yeah.
And
wait and watch attitude.
Yeah, for sure.
We got our eyes on him.
But let's take a small break and regroup.
Okay, coming right back with the Hit It and Quit It headlines.
You're in the right place at the right time. It's the Pajama Party. www.apajamaparty.com. Produced by DC Homegrown Entertainment. Don't just sit there yelling at the air. You've got an opinion? We want to hear it too. Dial 914-803-4306. That's 914-803-4306. Don't let us have all the fun by ourselves. We've got room for you at the Pajama Party. And remember, it's PJs only, no clothes allowed. Operators are standing by. Well, they're lounging on pillows, but they're waiting for your calls. So call us now, 914-803-4306. Now back to the crew and more of the Pajama Party. Oh, you want to throw pillows?
Okay, welcome back to the Pajama Party. I'm one of the hosts, Poppa DD. I'm here with Ketel.
Hello.
Ketel, you out there?
I'm here.
Ketel's not in the studio. She's on assignment on something we got planned. Where are you anyway? You didn't tell us where you were going.
No,
Not
I'm just close place. No.
Yeah, now that you have responsibility, us being an adult, you ain't got to check in and out with us. But anyway, and I'm also with Redwine. She's in the studio with me.
Okay, I want to know. I didn't hear the answer. So where are you?
You're not going to say hello?
Yes, hello. Bonsoir. And where are you, Ketel?
Can't tell you. If I tell you, I might kill you.
Yeah, well, you got to come to the studio to catch me first.
What we got going on?
Anyway,
okay.
This our first hit it and quit it story has to do with Obama. Calls deployed service members. President Obama made a string of phone calls to deploy troops on Thanksgiving morning, which is an annual tradition. Okay, the president made 9 phone calls to deployed service members this morning. 2 from the Army, 1 from the Marines, 2 from the Navy, and 2 from the Air Force, and 2 from the Coast Guard, according to the White House full report. Obama thanked them for their service and wished them a happy Thanksgiving, which probably knocked them off their feet when they heard it. And we really have to get the whole rim of people being away from home. You know, that is not easy. That is so not easy. And just the whole level of, especially being away from their mate, there's so many things that people need to do together, when it comes to a relationship. And to be apart like that is very interesting where, things, the growth of things, the growth of children, things happen to be done. And just period. Just there's a lot of stress, a whole lot of stress.
Well, that was nice that he called people.
Yeah, for sure. Anyway, let me do this other story too. You want to do this one also? Jill Stein.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Jill Stein was one of the ones running with what is that they call that?
The Green Party?
The Green Party. She was the one taking votes from Hillary and all the rest of them people. Anyway, that's not. Anyway, well, she seemed to be a little smarter than the other guy because he was a dunce head. Anyway, Jill Stein was one of the ones on the ticket with the other Green Party gentleman. She's formally filed for Wisconsin to recount both as a fundraising effort near $5 million. I think if she gets a certain amount of votes, she gets a certain amount of money for future campaigns to show that she's qualified for whatever. So Jill Stein, she's a Green Party candidate in the United States presidential election, is due to formally file a motion for a recount in Wisconsin because they won Wisconsin. I mean, you have to understand, the fix is really in. I think that, first of all, like I said last week, I don't think that Hillary paid attention to her own people. I think that she was trying to get the Spanish vote and the swing state votes and things like that when she should have focused a little bit on white people. She didn't go out to the white land, to the heartland. She hung in Ohio, she hung in Florida, she hung in Pennsylvania, but she didn't go out to the Dakotas, she didn't go out to the Montanas, she didn't go out to the Utahs. She wasn't hanging out up there in Wyoming, and this is what really got her, because when you look at the map of stuff that Trump won, he won the heartland. Oh, my God. And when you win the heartland, plus you put Texas under your belt, whew, what a start.
Hard to beat them.
What a start. What a start that was. And when he jumped out like that, I think, what did he need, 290?
270.
270. And Trump jumped out to like a 150 to 114 move on her, only because he took all that stuff in the middle. And then she jumped on, California and things like that, and he got, Oregon, and she got, Washington State, but he was still leading. So he got a jump on her, a head start. And who knows up there in those heartlands what went on up there. Because there's not a lot of supervision as far as Democratic overseeing is concerned. Most of those are stone cold red states, but these are states that also voted for Barack. So like I said, as a black man, for him to take over that and win a portion of that, I just think that Hillary didn't get the vote from her own people. Right. I think she should have focused on white folks first and foremost. Lock that in. She tried to blend with Spanish and black folks, and a lot of black folks or young people was still on that Bernie Sanders high. Okay, and they weren't going for anything else. They sure wasn't voting for her, and either they didn't vote, and then you got the people that voted for Trump on the low and not speaking on it because they still want to go to work and socialize with their coworkers. They're not telling people who they voted for. And you'd be surprised who voted for Trump. It'll probably blow your mind. But that's one thing about voting, nobody knows. If you came out the voting booth with a stamp on your head, there'd be a lot of embarrassment because you'd be surprised who you chum up to every day that has a completely political difference than you. So anyway, Stein is trying to get money getting back to this young lady. She wants to recount on that, and she said it's pretty close. And she also eventually wants to recount on Michigan and Pennsylvania and everything else, which is something Hillary didn't even go after. So I'm trying to figure out why Hillary went away so easy. She conceded so easy. If Trump would have lost, he would have wanted to recount everything. Especially if it was close. So
yeah.
So that's the situation on that particular move. She's going to do her thing. So we'll hear over the next few weeks what will happen with that particular move.
And what party was she part of? A no party?
She's what's called the Green Party. Her and the other gentleman, I forget his name.
I think he was a libertarian or something.
Yeah, or independent, whatever.
Something.
Yeah, but she was
the guy who didn't know what Aleppo was.
He didn't know anything about anything.
Gary, what's his name? Gary somebody.
Oh, Lord. He didn't know what Aleppo was, huh?
He didn't know anything.
He didn't know it was Aleppo or the right, huh?
No, they said, what are you going to do about Aleppo? He looked at him, he said, well, what is Aleppo?
Mm-hmm.
They were like,
Then they said, what is three-card Molly? He said, what is three-card Molly?
Oh, my gosh.
He didn't know anything. All right?
Oh. Help us. Okay.
All he knew was he knew the price of Pabst Blue Ribbon beer. That's for sure. He knew where to get a good Pabst Blue Ribbon beer for like $4 a 6-pack. Anyway, next we got up the Nation of Iceland wages.
Yeah, this is interesting. I got it. Nation of Iceland wages name battle with the UK grocer Iceland. So a grocery store is trying to name their grocery store Iceland, so they're battling against the nation of Iceland. The island nation of Iceland said Thursday it is taking legal action against British frozen food chain Iceland over the rights to use their shared name. Iceland's Ministry of Foreign Affairs said it has challenged Iceland Foods at the European Union Property Office. It says it is acting because the retail chain aggressively pursued Icelandic companies using the word Iceland in their branding. It goes on to say Iceland Foods holds a Europe-wide trademark registration for the word Iceland, and the Nordic country's government said it was exceptionally broad and ambiguous in definition. So in a statement, the ministry said that the situation has left the country's firms unable to describe their products as Icelandic. Man, this stuff is getting serious. So the
retailer, they don't want to change their name to Icelandic.
I guess not. So, but the Iceland is saying that they have nothing to do with this company. So we don't want to be parallel. We don't want to be put together as this is our product or this is our company or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
They're fighting against that. So it goes on to say the two Icelands once had a close relationship. Really?
Yeah.
Look, that was back in 2008. After that, they said, guess they broke apart. I guess they divorced, huh?
Yeah, it does sound like it.
Yeah, a lot of it's like propaganda. You know, if you go over to Ireland, there's no such thing over there as Irish Spring soap or shampoo or whatever. That's American propaganda, and Irish Spring is not in Ireland. So.
Right, but
I know that firsthand.
But I understand what you said. But then people like this story, they equate the Irish Spring soap with people from Ireland because that's what they use in commercial. You know, so
you won't find it over in Ireland at all. But the commercials have the Irish accent.
But their slogan was, with a bar of Irish Spring in your hand is like taking a shower in Ireland.
Mm-hmm. And don't forget Lucky Charms, magically delicious.
Oh.
I don't think they even heard of Lucky Charms over in Ireland. But they got that little
leprechaun.
That little leprechaun, he's promoting the hell out of it. Frosty Lucky Charms, they're magically delicious.
Yeah.
But you know what? Ireland probably says, shoot, we don't care. It's probably bringing more people over here that has never been here. So they can look for Irish Spring all they want to, but they're here, so we can show them something else. So.
Yeah. I guess they said if you find that leprechaun with that pot of gold, we want some of that too.
See what I'm saying?
Okay.
Oh, boy.
Well, all right, that was an interesting one, but I got another one for you about my boy DT.
Who's that?
Donald Trump. I got one more DT for you. Sorry, I hate to do it, but this is about the cabinet picks. We got to keep an eye on that too. Okay, so this article says that Donald Trump's cabinet is on track to be the least experienced in modern history.
Oh, yeah.
Now, how scary is that? So just, let's see, what was that? Was it yesterday or today? He has shocked many people, as it says, when he selected Betsy DeVos to head the Department of Education. So, of course, I was like, who is Betsy DeVos? Turns out she is the daughter-in-law of the billionaire Amway co-founder. She's also a billionaire, a politician, and a businesswoman, and a philanthropist. So I guess she gives away money for whoever to whomever. And she's an education activist. So she's not an educator. She is an education activist. So I guess she just likes the topic of education. I don't know. But that's who he picked to be his head of the Department of Education.
Uh-huh.
And she quickly accepted the nomination. I guess she said before he realizes what he's done and changes his mind, let me jump on this one and sign on the dotted line. So she's accepted that. And let's see, he also has selected, well, we already know about Steve Bannon as his chief strategist, the guy that came from the Breitbart News. And none of these people that he selected so far have previously worked in government, had any experience, unless they had contracts with the government or something. He also has selected South Carolina Government Nikki Haley, and that was on Wednesday. He selected her to be his United Nations ambassador. Now, they're saying that she doesn't really have any foreign policy experience. She's done a great job in South Carolina, but dealing with the state is not anywhere close to dealing with international policy and politics, you know, those kind of issues. So,
and she also badgered him with his behavior and the things he said. She was hating his guts at one time.
Yes, she did speak out against Donald Trump.
So, because she pulled for your boy from Florida during the primary.
Yeah.
Rubio.
Yeah.
She was a Rubio backer. And then she said at the end, well, I did vote for Donald Trump, and I did this and this. And, you know, I never seen so much back side of your mouth talking. Man, the same people that were fighting and arguing are accepting jobs and kumbaya and shaking hands and fist bumping and these people. So all the stuff they showed us during the primary was a bunch of crap.
Mm-hmm.
It was a bunch of crap. And then you got your boy, what's his name?
Who, Carson?
Carson,
Yeah, he's on the list. He hasn't accepted anything yet.
Yeah, but look what
right
job
now,
they giving him. They telling him.
Well, he's been the preferred choice to head the Department of Housing and Urban Development.
Oh, so Trump feels like somebody black has to be in that particular area to show that
because it has the word urban.
Because the word urban is in there. You got to be black in order to do that. And what does Ben Carson know about?
He's a neurosurgeon.
Overseeing the urban district. He ain't been living in urban America for 40 years. Ever since he opened up his first what was he, brain surgeon?
He's a brain surgeon.
Brain surgeon. When he did his first brain surgeon and they gave him a check for $350,000, he ain't never looked back on the urban district. Now, God bless him for having a talent to work on somebody's mind. I am not taking that talent from him one iota. Believe me, if I need brain surgery, if I could afford it, I would call him. But you don't go from, I don't know, being a brain surgeon to working in a Mr. Salty truck. I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't get it either.
Yeah, so, but like I said, the inexperience in this particular, because if something goes down, just like when it went down at Hurricane Katrina with that whole FEMA thing, when Bush had that little rookie running that department, where they had to get rid of him because he was, oh my God, that whole thing with the trailers and the floods,
and
the mess. That was the FEMA thing.
The FEMA trailers.
The FEMA trailers with that
formaldehyde
killing people. That whole thing with Hurricane Katrina with George Bush was a disaster.
Well, check this out. It goes on to say that this lady DeVos, who's going to head the Department of Education, has never worked in a school, never worked with an agency that dealt directly with education policy, but she did serve as a chair for the Michigan Republican Party and headed organizations that focus on education reform.
Okay.
So somehow he decided, you're the right person to head the Department of Education. And on the topic of Dr. Carson, he's admitted, I don't have experience. I'm a little concerned that my inexperience could cripple the presidency. But he still is kind of sort of keeping his foot in the door just to see, I guess, what's going to happen, whether he's going to actually be asked to take the job to head up housing and urban development. So what the speculation is that all these inexperienced people will probably get experienced deputies, sort of like the way Pence seems to be the one that goes to all of the security briefings, and President-elect is only, as of last week, had only attended 2.
Well, they're going to pull
of
people
those
in.
Daily briefings.
They're going to pull people in from the Bush administration. I'm sure Dick Cheney's going to poke his ugly head in there. They're going to rely on other people from different. They're going to go all the way back to the Nixon administration.
Well, that's I don't know which administration
that
they may pull from, but the speculation is
they won't be secretaries, right? They won't be secretaries.
Right, to bring them in as a deputy. So it's like, you can be my right-hand person and tell me what I should say and what I should do and all of that.
And we'll
but I'm going to be.
We'll pay you $225,000 in the process.
Right. I'll be the one sitting at the top,
and
you
be
just
completely
advise
ugly.
me.
It's going to be completely ugly. It really is.
That's a crazy situation.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll tell you what. Why don't we go right into mine, because it falls right into play with this here. If you notice one thing about the appointees of Donald Trump, everybody's a billionaire.
Yeah.
Okay? Peep that.
A lot of rich folks.
It's, for those, we're going to pick a billionaire for this. Now, when you're a billionaire, let me tell you something. You don't give a crap about a thousandaire or 100aire. Okay? What I'm saying is that when you're a billionaire, you're already getting your behind licked. So what do you care about anything that has to do with the company that you're running? You're going to take that office so from afar. You're so used to telling people what to do. Any billionaire is actually a boss of whatever it is that made them billions. Mm-hmm. You're not an employee. You're a boss. Now, here's the president now giving you a job. You ought to do it for free. Now, you tell me these billionaires are going to still get paid?
Yep.
All right. Okay. I made a mistake a couple weeks ago, and I said $1 billion was $100 million. $1 billion is 1,000 million. Forgive me for my mistake I made. Now, it's already 2 or 3 billionaires they picked already in His cabinet.
Uh-huh.
Now, why are you still paying them upwards of $300,000 every 2 weeks as a government employee when they already have $1 billion? That's like you having perfect grass in your lawn and pouring grass seed on it. You know, here it is August and your lawn is so pretty and green, and you done went to Home Depot and poured grass seed on top of your beautiful lawn. It's crazy. You don't need it.
Or
your lawn
it
is
up
beautiful.
And put sod down.
You know, the whole thing I'm saying is that you hiring these billionaires as government employees, and you got them on a payroll. You're giving them a staff and everything else. Why don't you bring somebody in that needs some money? Somebody in that needs a job. Somebody in that has experience. Somebody that's got a college degree behind their name, not billionaire. Well, today Trump hired billionaire such a. What about Trump hired with a degree in housing and urban development, William Jackson from Jackson, Mississippi, who graduated the first in his class on urban development and such? You know, you're not picking him. And he's sitting back saying, damn, that was my major in college. And I'm sitting here working at the Church's Chicken, you know? But you got a billionaire to do the job that it was almost the same issue I had with people running. I was raised in the inner city where we had different DJs that told us about our own cities in the morning. Just like in D.C., you guys had Donnie Simpson, different people in the morning, Kathy Hughes over on 8th Street doing things like that. But now, you get even Tom Jordan more. But when people came in like
Steve
Harvey, are you kidding me? Sure, if you're a Steve Harvey morning show listener, that's cool. I'm not trying to talk about your boy. But there's a lot of people that have a communications degree, a broadcast communications degree, that was born with a decent voice, a decent disposition, and a whole decent flavor to do a 4-hour show in the morning. And Steve Harvey got the job, who was a comedian. Okay? He didn't come with no experience either. But after a while, what are you going to do? I'm not going to hate the players. I'm going to hate the game.
Okay.
So anyway, like I said, I just wanted to say on that situation, when it comes to all these appointments, like I was saying on this whole What's Poppin' segment tonight, pay attention to who's getting appointed and what they're doing. Pay attention to this news. I'm telling you, I cannot emphasize enough. If you never watched the news in your life, now's the time for you to focus on it. I mean, it's so interesting that you almost got to, I wouldn't say bypass your local news. You need to know what's going on outside your front door. But, boy, you got to tune in to MSNBC, and CNN, this world news, to see these appointments and things like that, and see how inexperienced these people are, how much these people are billionaires. But you pick this billionaire, and look at the racial mix, There hasn't been anybody yet. He brought, because see, Trump bring in 2 females and act like those are 6 black people, because he brought in 2 females. There has not been no legitimate black folks hired yet for anything. Okay, let me say that again. Trump has not hired any legitimate black on black, brown on brown, kinky hair, brown skin, I am a black nature, yada yada yada, at all. And if you want to call Ben Carson black, then you might as well call your boy, the Chief Justice, Clarence Thomas, black. Okay, so, all right, so I'm just saying, nobody black has been put in yet. The next people in line is going to be Rudy Giuliani and other people, and I'm telling you right now, I need to see a black man, a black woman. I have not seen that yet. So, and some of these jobs that they're taking, black people are holding them. So, old girl is gone, the district attorney, Loretta Lynch, she's gone. And so, I'm telling you, don't sleep on this. Please don't sleep on it. Because the money they're giving to these people that are already billionaires, that's money that's not going to people of color that are already locked in the hood. They're not getting no refreshments of any kind of new money in their lives, and everything is going to billionaires, and the rich are getting richer, and the poor are getting poorer. So I just want to put that out there for What's Poppin' tonight.
Okay, we appreciate it.
All right, Papa. Right.
Anyway, if you got any questions or comments, then you want to challenge anything we say, you can give us a call at 914-803-4306. If you're already listening, you can press 1 by your phone. If you're listening by phone, just press 1, and you'll be brought into the queue. And we're welcome to hear your comments. If you want to just say hello or shoot the breeze or tell us you don't like what we're saying, kiss our ass, kiss my ass, whatever, you know.
Well, I have to agree with you on that one. We definitely need to watch these appointees, and I think that picking a couple of women, I almost felt like that was just throwing a bone out there for folk to chew on. Like, see, I'm not a bad person. I'm mixing it up. Yeah, but you still are appointing all white folks.
But let me say this one more thing, and please.
Well, one Asian lady.
If you're out there listening, let me say this here. There was a gentleman that was such a heavy supporter of Trump. Heavy supporter. He was a lieutenant governor of South Carolina. So when he picked the governor of South Carolina to become the ambassador to the United Nations, this gentleman who was a heavy supporter of Trump, he was catapulted to governor of South Carolina because he was lieutenant governor. Mm-hmm. And something happened, if they die, if they go get something, pick another job, you become governor immediately. So he became governor. And that was his gift to Trump for supporting Trump. So Trump is giving gifts out even inadvertently, even on the back side, the underneath side.
Accidentally.
Okay? Accidentally. So you picked the young lady from the governor of South Carolina, and the lieutenant governor was a serious Trump supporter, and he was catapulted to governor of South Carolina. He's happy, as we won't use that term, but
a pig in slop.
It ends with in Boys Town, and we won't use that term.
A pig in slop.
Yeah. But anyway, he's hooking up people inadvertently. That's how slick he is. So the young lady who was the governor of South Carolina, she got a big job representing the United Nations. The lieutenant governor who was under her, he became governor. Everybody is happy as a pig in slop right now, and it's unbelievable. So please stay tuned. Keep your ear to the ground. Listen with the third ear. See with the third eye. Don't sleep. I'm just telling you.
Yep, you're right about that.
Wake your ass up, because this is crazy. And we just trying to give it to you. You can listen to us or not. But you're going to know one day. But we're going to take a small break.
Yep, and we're coming right back with the weird news.
This is Ketel.
And this is Redwine.
If you like news, but you like the weirdest kind,
you're in the right place. Join us every Friday night
for the Pajama Party Weird News.
We find stories each week about some of the strangest and oddest news stories around.
If there's ghost driving, stupid criminals getting caught, or just bizarre medical stories,
we report it right here on the Pajama Party Weird News.
It's funny and informative, and we look forward to it every week.
And you will too.
If you like weird news like we do,
join us every Friday night on the Pajama Party Show.
It's a weird world out there, and we'll tell you all about it.
Right here on the Weird News,
where we celebrate the weirdness.
Welcome back to the Pajama Party. I'm one of your hosts, Poppa DD. I'm here with Ketel.
Hello.
Ketel, you out there?
I'm here.
Ketel's in location. She's out there with a little, what are you, and Redwine.
Thank you.
The intern. The intern.
Oh, can I say bonsoir?
Because the intern was playing this music, this mod music from, I don't know.
From the Weird News.
Okay.
It's weird.
Just from the Mod Squad. You didn't know?
Was it really? Okay.
Oh. Well, anyway, speaking of weird news, I'm going to jump right into it so we can talk about all this weird stuff going on this week.
Mm-hmm.
So first up, I've got utility workers rescue a cat that was stuck on top of a power pole for 9 days.
9 days?
9 days. This cat was up on this power pole.
How did he survive?
I don't know. This was in Fresno. That's California.
Mm-hmm.
They rescued the cat that was up on this pole that was 45 feet high. I guess that's why it took them a while to get to him. The Fresno Bee, which is a newspaper of Fresno, reports that Pacific Gas and Electric Company linemen went up on the pole on Tuesday to get the black and white big boned cat. Now check out the cat's name. The cat's name is Fat Boy.
Mm.
So they had to climb up the pole to get Fat Boy after cutting the power to the homes in the area. Fat Boy's owner is a 14-year-old boy named Andrew Perez. He said the cat probably climbed the pole after being scared by a dog. He called several agencies and couldn't get any help, and then local tree services declined to help. But a nonprofit company called Paw Lives Matter says that she made sure somebody helped the fat feline. They say the cat's in pretty good health, and the electric company spokesperson says that the power on the 1,200-volt line was cut off, leaving 250 homes without power just for a few hours until they could get Fat Boy down. So Fat Boy's okay. They got him down. But I thought that was an interesting name of their nonprofit company. It's called Paw Lives Matter. I'm like, really? When did you all come up with that company? Anyway, moving on. Let's see. Ketel, you're up next. What you got?
Well, you guys don't fall out your seat on this one. Rescued goat is suffering from anxiety, only calms down with her duck costume. So rescue goat Polly was suffering from anxiety until one day her owner got her a duck costume that changed the goat's life forever. The poor animal, unfortunately, is blind, has neurological problems, and is severely underweight. Little did her owner know that the duck costume she got from the kids section at Marshall's would help her goat go from anxious and stressed to all zen and chill.
Wait a minute. You said that the owner put a duck costume on a goat.
Yeah.
And it calms the goat down?
It calms the goat down. Who knew?
Oh, my gosh.
He said that the goat would frantically run in the corner and cry and suck on the wall of the house.
Oh, my God.
So she said there's something about that duck costume that calms her down. She goes into a little trance. She just closed her eyes and she's out. She just chilled out. So who would ever think for a goat a duck suit would work? You never know. Just the little things, right?
I'm just wondering, how did she even figure that out? If you have a goat that's having issues, what would make you think, I wonder if a duck costume will make the goat feel better? What even goes through your mind anyway? I guess that's why it's called the weird news. You can't figure it out.
And figured maybe she'd get the goat a duck suit. I don't know. Must have been around Halloween.
Maybe now that would explain it. Okay.
Yeah. So, all right. That's my weird news. What's going on? What you got?
Anyway, I have this here weird news. A Florida man falls out of a pickup truck and runs over his own leg. Wow.
How did that happen?
Anyway, this happened in Orlando, Florida. In fact, this was November 23rd, which is just a couple of days ago. Police in Florida released surveillance videos showing an alleged drunk driver falling out of his pickup truck and run over his own leg.
Lord.
Okay. The Florida Highway Patrol released surveillance footage Monday showing William Edwards, who was 28 years old. He was leaving the Dancers Royale strip club in Orlando about 2:15 in the morning. Everything happened between 2 and 4 in the morning. And get into his pickup truck. Club security said they tried to stop Edwards, who's a regular at the club, from driving because he had been drinking heavily. Okay? Mm-hmm. The footage showed Edwards started to drive away with the door of his pickup truck ajar. But he quickly fell out of the door in the truck and ran over his leg. All right? The FPH, I guess that's the Florida Highway Patrol, said that Edwards apparently he ran away from the scene. He ran away from the scene of the pickup truck, rolling down the street, rolling down the street, and he hit a ditch, and he kind of fell a certain way, and the truck ran over him, and it was just a horrible thing to see on camera, and how the truck had just ran him over. He was running away from the scene of him messing up, and the truck got him, and it was just a retarded situation, and so now he's in the hospital trying to get his foot healed or whatever, and he faces charges after he gets out of the hospital and what have you. So interesting.
I know that'll be impossible to explain. But somebody said, "Man, what happened to your leg?" Oh, I ran over.
Well, you know, drinking does
How do you
that
run
too.
over your own leg?
When you're drinking, you don't know what the next morning, what the hell happened, how you ended up the way you ended up, whatever. But
that is crazy. Well, that's why it's the weird news, because it's weird. Anyway, can I keep going?
Yeah, go and do your thing.
Okay, so it's time for I'm Just Saying, and tonight, buckle up. Tonight, I want to talk about Black Friday and black eyes. Okay? That's the topic. I'm just saying, Black Friday and black eyes. So, Black Friday typically brings out two major things or two big things, and that's crazy bargains and crazy people. Which ones did you see when you were out, if you went out shopping today? So no matter how calm and polite some people try to shop during Black Friday every year, it always seems that there's somebody out there who just can't handle all that niceness. I'm just saying, Black Friday should not require black eyes. Come on, y'all. Grow up. The reports have been coming in all day. I think now we're up to 7 deaths, and I forgot how many injuries you said earlier, Ketel, but it was a lot. Some of the stuff that people have done out there trying to get a bargain could be funny, but some of it was ridiculous and downright heinous. You had the 2 shootings in Hamilton, up in Jersey, and then the one in Reno, and wherever other places that have come in where people got shot and killed. I mean, over a parking space, for real? Is it really that serious that you would shoot somebody over a parking space? You know, all I can say is when I'm driving, if somebody beats me to the spot that I was sitting there waiting for, you can have it. Because clearly you have issues that I can't help you with. Take the spot. I'm not trying to die over a parking space. But, you know, my question is this what people call getting into the holiday spirit? This is how you kick off the holiday spirit? By fighting each other in the store? People getting killed? Come on. Black eyes on Black Friday and death, that's too much. Way, way, way too much. And all this because we've been conditioned to believe now that this is the time of year that you got to get that deal. Now, you know good and well those stores mark that stuff up so that they can put signs on it showing how much they marked it down. And we go for it every time, like a fish going after a worm on a hook. We all need to stop. What if everybody just said, next Thanksgiving, we're not going for the okie doke anymore. Nobody's going out at the crack of dawn. We're not buying any of this stuff. We're not doing it. Everybody opt out. What if that happened? Then you won't have your books in the black, and you won't have Black Friday, and maybe nobody will get killed trying to get a deal. I'm just saying, you know, we need to think about this. You got grown people fighting over plastic toys. Come on. Why are you fighting over that little princess thing or that little video game or something? It is not that serious. Everybody needs to just calm down, exhale, take a breath, relax yourself. I like this song on Bruno Mars' new album. He's talking about you need to get some perm and relax yourself. I like that. That's what everybody needs to do on this Black Friday situation. You need to act like perm and relax yourself.
But that was Prince.
No, that's Bruno Mars. So I'm saying let's just put down all the weapons, all the guns and knives and whatever else people were using to injure one another. Let's not do that. If this is supposed to be about kicking off the Christmas spirit, it's supposed to be about love and kindness and giving and sharing. And where did all that go? All this killing and fighting and all of that, that's not about that. All of that is opposite of what it should be. So if you're going to do this thing, let's do it in the right spirit. So that's all I'm saying. If you're going to go out there and you want to shop at the crack of dawn and that's your thing, have at it.
That's your thing.
If that's your thing, have at it. But all I'm saying is that I'm not going for it. I'm not going to go and buy something that looks like it's half off, but all they really did was mark it up 40% more and then put a half off sign. So really they took 10% off, but it was already marked up 80% anyway. So they're still making out, and I'm the sucker. I'm not going out like a sucker. Simple as that. So this is Redwine, and I'm just saying Black Friday should not be equivalent to black eyes and death. It just shouldn't. That's all I'm saying. I'm done.
All right, man.
Looking at
Okay.
Yeah,
it's too much.
That Black Friday is kind of getting kind of ridiculous.
It's getting
And
old,
you
too.
go- Yeah, and you go in some of these stores, and they don't really have. They got a few things that they want to use to represent it, but it ain't nothing solid, nor is it anything strong. You know, you go in different stores, Home Depot, Target, or whatever. You walk in there, you can almost walk through it back and forth. If you're a conscientious shopper, or like that store Sims. Remember they used to say
Oh,
that?
yeah. An educated consumer is our best customer.
Which is a very true statement. You know, I mean, educated consumer, educated in what you're doing. You ain't got to be a college graduate, but be educated in what you're doing and know how you want to spend your money and what is really, you know, what do you need, first of all?
See, that's the question. They don't want you to think about what you need.
Mm-hmm.
They just want you to buy what they want you to buy.
Yeah, they'll have 50 TVs out there that are $200, but it's like a Sanyo or something, you know.
Or some brand you never heard of.
Yeah, or Daewoo.
Or something called Wick Wack.
Wick Wack.
Like, what is a Wick Wack?
Oh,
It's good. It's just as good as a Sony. Really?
Fresh out of Vietnam. Fresh out of Saigon.
Yeah. Oh, it's better than Sony. It's actually made by the same company that knows the cousin of the man that's related and married to the guy that makes the Sonys.
Yes.
Really?
Yep.
Okie dokie.
Related to Sony by marriage.
Uh-huh. Yeah, when it grows up, it wants to be a Sony. Anyway, you want to take a quick break and then come back with, where are we? Living for the City?
Yeah, let's take a break and we'll be right back.
All righty.
This is the Pajama Party coming to you live. What's on your mind? Call us on 914-803-4306. Got an opinion? Or just want to say hello to the crew? Hello! You know what to do. Call 914-803-4306. If you just want to listen to the show online, go to www.apajamaparty.com and click the banner in the upper right corner. But if you want to talk to the crew, you need to call us on 914-803-4306 and press 1. We'll get to your call as soon as possible. It's nothing but fun and a pillow fight every Friday night at the Pajama Party. And remember, PJs only, no clothes allowed. Now back to the crew and more of the Pajama Party. Bartender, another round for the house. Thank you, darling.
All right, welcome back to the Pajama Party. I'm one of the hosts, Poppa DD. I'm here with Ketel.
Hello.
And Redwine.
Bonsoir, darling.
Okay.
Bonsoir.
Wow, I tell you, on my segment, Living for the City, I kindly sometimes just span the globe of the world to see what's happening or see what I can talk about. And, you know, when I look at different people that's living their lives the way they live it, you know, whether they're out in the street or doing panhandling or whatever they're doing, out there trying to make it or BS in the world or whatever they're doing, trying to manipulate society or trying to make their money however they're doing it, whether they're begging or walking the streets or whatever, you know. And we see it every day, wherever you go. You know, you can help them out if you want to. You cannot help them out if you want to. But, you know, the one thing I noticed is very prevalent among people that are out there doing their panhandling and things like that is that there's two things that's always in order, and they're always there. Now, I don't know what kind of connection they are or what it's connected to, but I noticed that everybody in this world has a cell phone no matter what your situation is. You know, you can be completely destitute, completely homeless or whatever the case may be. There's a cell phone tucked somewhere of some type that's connected to something. Now, whether it's working or not, I don't know. And also, like people that may be in a destitute state of mind or a panhandling state of mind when it comes to if they're a smoker, there's always cigarettes, always. I mean, if I see somebody panhandling or whatever they're doing, they always got some cigarettes, I mean, I think that particular, I don't want to call it a habit, but maybe I will. But it seems like no matter what they do, there will be a cell phone and cigarettes in that particular environment, no matter what. No matter what. And I'm not saying that to be funny. I'm not saying that to be cordial. I'm not saying that to be hateful. But it seems like those two products today, cell phones and cigarettes, no matter what your situation is, you're going to find a way to take care of both of those particular situations. No matter whether you are super rich or poor as a church mouse, you're going to have your cigarettes and you're going to have your cell phone. And those are the two things. I can see the most dismal people in the world walking around talking to themselves. But they pull out a cell phone out of nowhere, whether it be a flip phone or something from the 80s or whatever. There's always a phone to represent somehow, some way. And now, who the carrier is, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of different things out there. You got Metro PCS and Cricket and, whatever. And like I said, if that's your carrier, I'm not talking about you. Don't get me wrong. But there's different carriers out there that would sell a cell phone to a snake in the grass. That's just what they do. They sell, and you walk in the store, you can be high on methamphetamines and have, $50 to your name. And it's, we can give you a phone. I'll tell you what, take this here, give you 120 minutes. Boom, they walk out the door. They could be a meth addict, but they got their phone. Sometimes a throwaway phone, a little flip joint they can throw away. Like you do as a drug dealer, you get rid of it, what have you. And the cigarettes is a whole other thing, too, because I think that the aspect of the habit of cigarettes is so strong that no matter what your situation is, the habit is no different whether you're a millionaire or you're a homeless person. If you have that nicotine craving, it's going to be there, and you're going to find a way. Whether you don't got a pot to piss in, when to throw it out of, you're going to find a way to get a pack of cigarettes in your pocket, or whether you buy Lucy's or whatever you're doing. So, like I said, this isn't a segment to beat up anybody, talk about anybody, but it just seems that the two aspects of life that will follow people, no matter what their situation is, either rich as a billionaire or poor as a church mouse, is a cell phone and a pack of cigarettes. They will always be there connected with anybody, no matter what your status is, and it's very, very interesting, very prevalent. If you see anybody out there, homeless or whatever, they could be begging or whatever, but give that person 5 minutes, they're somewhere puffing a cigarette, and give them 10 minutes, they're making a phone call to somebody. And it's very interesting how those two entities, cigarettes and cell phones, are completely connected. I just want to put that out there.
That's an interesting point, because I've actually observed the same thing.
Really?
Yeah. And I do think sometimes they're talking to themselves or talking to their imaginary courier or whatever the case. Because I saw one recently. I was taking a train from someplace, and I saw this person talking on the phone, but they had been talking for a while. And I'm thinking, okay, you're not really talking to anybody. You're just trying to make it look like I'm talking to someone, like I'm waiting for someone so they don't throw me out of here, because I really have no business in this place, but I'm trying to look like I have business that I'm taking care of.
Yeah. And
this guy, he was just talking. Had the phone up to his ear, and I thought, that thing probably doesn't even have a battery, but God bless you. He was just going. I thought, wow.
You said no battery, let alone a dial tone.
Yeah, I don't think there was a dial tone, a battery.
Well, I think that we want to focus. What was that, Ketel? Ketel, you there?
Yeah, what was he talking about? I'm interested now.
If I can tell you, I don't know. He was having what I call an interstellar conversation.
Mm-hmm. Go.
He's like, yeah, I hear you. Uh-huh. Yeah, well, see, I'm trying to work that out. I'm going to work it out. Yeah, I'm going to work it out. I'm going to work it out. I'm going to work it out.
I got plenty of money. I got plenty of money.
Yeah, I'm gonna get up there.
I actually heard someone who was actually panhandling somewhere before, and then they walked through the area you was in, telling somebody on the phone that they got plenty of money. And I'm saying, wait a minute, you just asked me for $1 5 minutes ago. How are you telling the person on the phone you got plenty of money? And it's so interesting how, the illusions of life really have their purpose. And like I said, we're not beating up on anybody at all. We're not talking about each other because we're poor as church mice ourselves. So, poorness is a state of mind. It depends on how you feel about you. You could be, as Prince always says, I ain't got no money, but I'm rich on personality. Okay? That covers a lot of aspects, that particular statement. And
That's very true.
You hear different people say different things, and if you listen to different people think, and one more thing I want to put out here too. Let me say this here to people listening tonight. I really would like people to open up their eyes a little further, a little brighter, because the one thing you probably don't see when you're in your train stations or your airports or wherever you may be is a homeless Caucasian. Okay, now they're very hard to picture, because I think that sometimes the way we were raised, that white face has a lot of power, a lot of privilege. So they can kind of roll between the cracks and walk right by you and you wouldn't know. But the one thing as a homeless person we have to look at is the shoes and how dirty the backpack is and how many excess bags are being carried. No matter whether or not the person has on a suit jacket or whatever, and sometimes the hair can be a little exceptionally dirty by being a dirty blonde, a dirty, like a orange color or whatever. But some people are so blind to the fact and have always praised, the white face for what it is that, a white homeless person could walk by them with a suit jacket, they wouldn't even know the difference. They'll be standing at the train station, and if that person be homeless, walk by, and they wouldn't even know. And somebody say, did you know that guy just walked by you was homeless? Really? 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 Hell yeah, really. But if you look close, the shoes are dirty because they do a lot of walking. The backpack is dirty because it sits down in some godforsaken places. So the backpack, if you ever look at someone's backpack and it's filthy dirty, they can even have on halfway decent clothes or whatever. But like I said, homelessness comes in all aspects of races. So don't ever think it has any. It's not prone to one particular gender, because it's oh my God, it's widespread. So just, stay conscious. My biggest thing I tell everybody, in 2016, going into 17, open up your mind, because a lot of you out there are completely brain dead on the real aspects of life. And I'm not picking on you or saying that to anybody specifically, but you or your family members or whatever, they need to wake up and see what's actually happening in this world for real, because the world is really passing a lot of people right on by. Anyway, I just want to put that out there. Anyway.
All righty then. Oh, was that your drum roll?
Yeah, that was my drum beat.
Yeah,
but you're welcome to call. 914-803-4306. If you're talking on the phone already, just press 1. If what I'm saying to you is pissing you off, call me up and say, Poppa DD, kiss my ass, or whatever. I can take it. I got big shoulders, and you can ride on them if you like, and conversate, say hello, whatever. But we're just kicking it out here.
Let's converse.
Yeah, we're conversing, and I'm throwing things at you in a real aggressive way, because if you think I'm being aggressive, between now and 2020, you ain't seen nothing.
Oh, boy.
Okay? Because when Donald Trump assigns Rudy Giuliani to a job, okay, Rudy Giuliani, the ex-mayor of New York, when he gives Rudy Giuliani, that's your boy, Ketel, you there?
Yeah, help us all. We all need to pray.
Okay, when Donald Trump assigns Rudy Giuliani, ex-mayor of New York, to a big position, the fuse has been lit.
And I hope it's not a diplomatic position.
That man is off the chain.
Because he has a short fuse.
He's a mess.
But anyway, Ketel, you want to take a break, or you want to roll into the Hollywood wrap-up?
We can take a little tootsie break and come back.
Okay.
I got to freshen up my cocktail over here.
Oh, okay. Excuse me.
Okay.
Are you doing the cocktail of the week? Are you rolling with the cocktail of the week, the chocolate martini?
No, not this time. I got something else.
Excuse me.
Yes, excuse us all.
Yeah, it is legal in places. Anyway. Okay, we're going to take a break.
So I was looking over the Cocktail of the Week archives, and we've had so many really great drinks over the past year and a half. We've had our original signature drink called the Pajama Party, and a game changer, and of course we have the last word.
I like the Revolution. It was Hennessy, lemon and lime juice, agave juice, and bitters with jalapeno slices.
Woo-wee! I like that Crown Royal Flush with the Crown Royal, peach schnapps, and cranberry juice. Oh, yeah. And one of my favorites was the, what's it called? The Dutch Mule. Yeah, the Dutch Mule with the Ketel orange vodka, lime juice, and ginger beer. There are so many to choose from on the apajamaparty.com website.
So check out the Cocktail of the Week archives to get the recipes.
And you can find out how to make the Cocktail of the Week and sip along with us. Are there instructions there too?
Sure they are, along with pictures of the drink so you know exactly what it's supposed to look like.
So what's that y'all got in your glass? This is a boomerang. Well, I got a Kinky Reed over here.
And I got the ABS.
Get the recipes at www.apajamaparty.com and click on Cocktail of the Week. Cheers!
Welcome back to the Pajama Party. One with Poppa DD. I'm here with Ketel.
Hello.
And Redwine.
Bonsoir.
All right. That's my sexy voice.
Yeah, I was like, what's happening? Okay.
What's happening? Okay.
Anyway.
You have me leave Redwine in the studio with me by herself. She's like, what's happening?
I was waiting for the lights to go down.
Damn,
or something.
am I getting wet anyway?
Oh, don't even
right.
Flatter yourself.
Can y'all behave until I get back, please?
We got the Hollywood wrap up. Hollywood wrap up with Ketel. Ketel, what's happening in Hollywood?
Well, unfortunately, we have lost an icon and someone we're going to always remember. Florence Henderson from the Brady Bunch. Mom, she dies. Florence Agnes Henderson. She was born February the 14th, 1934. She was a wholesome actress who went from Broadway star to television icon, where she became Carol Brady, the ever-cheerful matriarch of the Brady Bunch. She was 82. The Brady Bunch TV sitcom about a family living in suburban America and getting into different wacky situations each week. I think that was one of my favorite, was the Brady Bunch. So many different characters, but I always remember Marsha.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Marsha.
Yeah, I didn't realize that the Brady Bunch had premiered in 1969.
Oh, yeah.
It also was among the first shows to introduce to television a blended family. They had several spinoffs: the Brady Bunch Hour in 1977, the Brady Brides in 1981, the Bradys in 1990, and a few other ones. So it kept going on and on. Also, they had mentioned, remember the oldest son, he was played by Barry Williams. Remember they talked about, he talked about a crush. He had a crush on his TV stepmom. But in her book, she denied that they had any kind of relationship together. So, I guess they had
the guy that played Greg Brady?
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
You forgive Redwine. That definitely
I didn't know.
Public, yeah.
That was before my time. I didn't know.
She's bougie. She runs away from that.
I'm not confessing. She started out. She was 19 years old, a drama student in New York, when she landed a one-line role in the play "Wish You Were Here." Her appearances later on in life, she was on Rosanna, Ally McBeal, The King of Queens, and she just continued to work. Like I said, she was 82. She married. Her marriage to Ira Bernstein. They were married for 29 years, had 4 children. And she had a second husband, which he died in 2002. That was John Kappas. So, that's interesting. Didn't know. She will be truly missed, though. Okay.
Yes, she will.
Yeah. Also, another news, Kanye West. I know everyone has heard the situation with that. He was hospitalized for psychiatric emergency. That was on Monday. In L.A., they said he was due to exhaustion hours after he canceled the remainder of his 2016 tour. So they just said it was a medical emergency. He was tired. He had a long tour and just exhaustion, but he's still on observation, so he's still in the hospital. But, my opinion, I think that something was going wrong when he went on the stage with Taylor Swift, and he talked about Beyonce's album and started ranting. They said lately that's what he had been doing, ranting about different situations, especially Jay-Z. I guess Jay-Z's like, he's not even going to respond. He just let it go, so maybe he knew something that we didn't know. So we're going to continue.
I thought they were real tight.
I'm not sure. About that. I don't think so. I think they did some work together, did an album together, and that was it. They were on a business professional level. But other than that, because he always mentioned, our kids haven't even played together, so I don't think so. Also, in the news, Mariah Carey, she was in Hawaii in Thanksgiving. She was with her ex-husband, Nick Cannon, and the kids. So they enjoyed Thanksgiving dinner together. And then she had to go out to the supermarket for a few pickup items. And, of course, everybody walking down the aisle wanted to see Mariah Carey. I mean, you should see her, this white tank top and these blue jeans. I'm like, okay. Who can't help notice Mariah Carey? Huh?
I'm sure she was totally boobalicious because that's what she does.
Oh, she can't help it. But I like the fact that they're quote unquote still a family. They spend time with their kids, and I just think that's important. Even though mom and dad divorced, they do spend time with their kids. So and then also, Nick Cannon, he moves on too. His girlfriend. I just heard that news that she's pregnant. I'm like, okay.
Oh, wow.
But that's my Hollywood wrap-up for tonight.
All right. Well, good luck with all that new baby stuff. I don't know what to say about Nick Cannon. Wow. Well, I'm ready for the cocktail of the week. Since Ketel's doing something different, she's going rogue since she's not in the studio. I will tell you about this week's cocktail of the week, which is brought to you by DC Homegrown Entertainment, our parent company. Visit them at www.dchomegrown.com. And tonight, the cocktail of the week is the chocolate martini. I don't know if you've ever tried one, but this one is very tasty. It's kind of like, I guess you could say it's like grown folks' chocolate milk is the best way to describe it. So here's how you make it. You want to get some, now this is optional, but you can put the chocolate around the rim of the glass if you like. But the ingredients for the chocolate martini are 2 1/4 ounces of chocolate liqueur, 2 1/4 ounces of creme de coco, and 3/4 ounces of vodka, whatever brand you prefer, and then 3 3/4 ounces of half and half, and that's half cream, half milk. That's what half and half is. So if you choose to rim the glass, you want to chill your martini glass and then swirl it around in the chocolate mixture so you get chocolate on every sip. Then you mix all the ingredients in a shaker with ice, shake it up real good, and pour it in. This is really tasty, and the half and half is what gives it kind of that chocolate milk taste. So it is creamy, it's chocolatey, it's tasty. If you like chocolate milk from back in the day, you're going to love this one. Chocolate martini. Cocktail of the week, check it out on apajamaparty.com. You can get the full recipe, get a picture, etc., get the instructions. Try it at home. Let us know if you tried it and what you thought. And that is the cocktail of the week. Tasty.
Tastes like candy, too, right?
Oh, it tastes like chocolate milk. That's what it tastes like.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to take a quick CC break, and we're coming back with the Kiss It list. So if you have names you want to add to the Kiss It list, give us a call. Put your names on the list and let us know. And we're about to call them out in just a moment. And we'll be right back.
Living just enough for the city.
Okay, but why are we doing Stevie Wonder? I thought we were doing Pajama Party.
Well, I was talking about my little one of my segments of Living for the City.
Join the party.
Now you ride me.
That's every Friday night at 9. Pajama Party. No clothes allowed.
This is Ketel and Redwine stepping on my parade. I had the mic first. And they're coming in just trying to,
It's my turn.
Yeah, she gonna sing.
What number to call?
Call us at 914
803
4306
and press 1.
And press 1 to be put into the queue. And say what you have to say. You can read off what we're talking about. Come up with a new subject of your own. We're easy. We're liberal. We're easy. Eastern time. We're here 9 p.m. Friday nights. That's 6 o'clock on the West Coast. And maybe 7 o'clock in the mountains or in the
7 in the mountains.
Around Michigan, Michigan and New Orleans and all that. We're like an hour back.
Yeah,
but 9 o'clock on the East Coast.
9:15 CP time.
CP time 9:15.
Don't be late when you listen up. It is 9 o'clock on the dot.
That's right. Every Friday night.
We'll see you there.
Goodbye.
All right, welcome back to the Pajama Party. I'm one of your hosts, Poppa DD. I'm here with Ketel.
Hello.
And Redwine.
Bonsoir.
Okay. Anyway, just to do a little recap. We got a couple minutes to play with here before we go into the Kiss It list. Let me explain the Kiss It list first of all. The Kiss It list is a list of people last week that really showed their ass, okay? And what we do, we put them on blast, and we have a nice little theme song we put together that's going to celebrate them. The Kiss It list is people that really, that pissed you off, did some crazy stuff, disrespected you, whatever, gave you a bad Thanksgiving dinner, whatever the case may have been. I don't know. Whatever your situation is over the last couple of days. I don't know. Redwine tried to cook something for us, and we're still popping Alka-Seltzers and suppositories.
Oh, really?
To get past that one. But
it's going to be like that.
We still love you, Redwine.
Try to help somebody and be nice.
So,
What did I say
about Gary?
It was good, right?
Tell me anything.
Ketel, it was
good, Redwine. Thank you.
Good. After 4 Alka-Seltzers and 2 suppositories, we were able to do the show tonight, and we.
You know what,
grateful.
Poppa DD? That's the last thing I make for you.
All right.
You're ungrateful.
No, we're good.
You're ungrateful.
Good.
I'm done.
Anyway, we're good. But anyway,
yeah, that's okay.
Anyway, we're going to do the Kiss It list. The Kiss It list consists of different people that, first of all, we got Donald Trump on the list, first of all. And like I said, I'm not knocking him. You voted for him, God bless you. But pay attention to what he's doing. If you're a person of color, he is not making appointments that soothe your particular interests. He's bringing a bunch of billionaires into the mix. And as you know, a billionaire don't need no money. They don't need nothing. A billionaire don't need nothing. If you were fortunate enough in your life to earn $1 billion, you are a lucky ass. You are sitting on, ass Oprah. She'll tell you. She walks around with little big old glasses. Put her on the list, too, because some of them glasses Oprah's wearing lately.
Just put her glasses on the list.
And another thing, one person I'll put on the list, too, is Steve Harvey and Oprah. They did a show where she was on his show. And, boy, you talking about, what's that word that begins with an N? with people that narcissism. Oh my God!
It was too much.
Them two were such show-offs on what they got and what they are and what they have. I'm like, really?
That whole show to me was about ego stroke.
It was a mess. And then you look at the two of them. Now, we know how Oprah looks without her makeup, right? Okay, that's been verified. You want to pull up the color purple, you want to verify which looks like without her makeup. And Steve Harvey, he puts enough dye in his mustache to just, I don't know. You know. I mean, if he ever scraped some of that blackness out of his mustache, oh my goodness, you could probably repave a street with that. all that tar inside that mustache. I only say that because I want people to be who you are. You know, if you grade early, then shave your gray. You know, if you got gray hair, you got gray pubics, you don't want to see them, then shave them, or what have you, or trim it, or put a little bit of brush of gray so you can have a salt and pepper look. But when I look at Steve Harvey as a man, and I see that real thick cube of dye right there underneath his nose, I'm like, my brother, really? You really got to go out like that? I know TV, you know, makes you want to project a certain image, but that's so dangerous because if a drop of water hit that, you know he don't sit up there and sip on no water or nothing, okay? Okay, he sits there and just like, you know, he may drink out of a straw, but he sure ain't putting no mug up against that mustache. Cause that mustache got enough dye on it.
Think it'll run?
There's enough dye in that mustache of Steve Harvey to repave 95. Anyway, now we got him on the list. Let's put Steve Harvey on the list for that damn mustache. My brother, if you're gray, you're gray. Let yourself be free, brother. Okay, anyway, and Oprah, with them big-ass glasses you got on, you really need to take it down. Okay, you see your girlfriend, she stopped it, because her and Gail both was wearing them big-ass glasses for a minute. But Gail, being she got to be on CBS in the morning, she took it down a little bit. All right? Now, Macy's Red Star. I don't know how that play turned out, but I do commend Macy's for that Thanksgiving Day parade, because those different floats they have are really amazing. So we'll put them on the 50% list. Black Friday, for causing all kind of violence and things like that. You know, Black Friday is a day where people want to go out and maybe get some bargains. In fact, I walked around Home Depot today myself early this morning. There were no bargains in there. Please, you kidding me? They wasn't giving away nothing that would make me just take my wallet and just surrender it. Not at all. So Black Friday's really becoming a real mirage. The restaurant, what's it called?
Maggiano's.
Maggiano's, for holding that right-wing, racist, different affair where they were doing the Hitler salutes and everything. You know, put them on the list because they should know better. And when the people started saying "Hi Hitler" in there, somebody should have stepped up and said, "Whoa, my man! I know you guys buy beer and everything, but y'all can't do that up in here." You know, we're a respected establishment, but nobody did. They kept it going because they were buying drinks like crazy, and they were worrying about the bottom line and not the fact that they were trying to keep the place neutral and free from any type of racial situations. Okay? Roger Goodell for orchestrating a football game in Mexico. Okay? Mexico. Now, the stadium they played in was built back in the late 1800s. Now, a cement stadium at the Wild, the cement's going to go back to its natural state, which is sand and lime and water. At the Wild, this stuff is going to collapse. Mm-hmm. I mean, this, you know, me being from the Philadelphia area, we had a stadium called JFK. And I'm going to talk about D.C. because they still got RFK. RFK is still standing. Somebody needs to knock that damn thing down. It's been there long enough. And like I said, cement goes back to its natural state at the Wild. Okay? The lime and the sand and the water that it takes to make cement, it goes back to its natural state after a while. So RFK really needs to be knocked down.
Yeah. And
the Giants played the Cincinnati Bengals in Mexico in a stadium that was built in the late 1800s. They should be ashamed of themselves. And they also had this little thing where they had a green laser shine in people's eyes.
A laser?
In a quarterback's eyes. So it was, you know. Anyway, well, maybe. I mean, I don't know if it was even those two teams playing, but they played a game in Mexico, and it was very interesting. I don't know what Roger Goodell was thinking, taking two major league rich football teams to an old stadium in Mexico. What was Roger Goodell's thought pattern in that bullshit, okay? Anyway, also the whole aspect of this whole Thanksgiving situation, I just hope that everybody had a blessed Thanksgiving, but the people that went to a house or ate food that wasn't right, if you were meeting somebody for the first time, you ate over their house and the food wasn't right, you're dating somebody new, and it's your first time eating at their parents' house or their whoever's house, and the food tastes like crap, and you say, damn, what the hell? Okay. All the people that ate food over a place that they don't normally go, and they was raised eating good food, but you wanted to follow your little boyfriend, you wanted to follow your little girlfriend, and they messed around and took you to a place where the food was not right. I feel for you. God bless you. Next year to stick to people that you know. Go visit your family, okay? Even though you're chasing that coochie, go visit your family and get you a nice little meal. Anyway.
Did we have anybody else?
Anyway.
Oh, I did want to add also on the list, the people who take that same dish every year to somebody's house for Thanksgiving. Nobody eats it. It sits on the table.
That's right.
Untouched.
Mm-hmm.
But you keep bringing it every year.
No, it's not untouched.
Stop
because
that.
they take the cover off of it.
Well, when I say untouched,
I mean
nobody's eating
the aroma
it.
that comes off of it.
You need to cover it back
people
up.
Say what? The
Stop
hell
doing it.
Is
People
that?
keep looking at it going, what is that?
Mm-hmm.
You know that's Aunt Jessie's pie. And they're like, oh, gosh. Please,
somebody's macaroni
stop.
and cheese that was made with cheese whiz.
Yeah.
Or something. I mean, cooking is an
whack.
art.
Don't
cooking
do
is a somewhat art that you really should take care of, or let somebody else take care of. It's almost like a plumbing or
I'm just saying,
carpentry.
If that's not your thing, if baking is not your thing, stop baking and taking it to other people.
That's right.
Stay at home and practice.
If hanging a ceiling fan is not your thing, get an electrician to hang it, or somebody that can hang ceiling fans.
Or practice on your own house.
Thanksgiving is supposed to be an array of good food, and if you aren't there, if you're not there, then don't fake the funk, because you can be pretty embarrassed. So anyway.
Ketel, did you have any other names to add to the list?
No, I think I got them all.
Okay. All right. Well, here's a gift just for everybody on the Kiss It list.
Kiss my entire ass. Kiss my Irish ass. You better kiss my Irish ass. This world can kiss my ass. Kiss my ass. You can just kiss my ass. Baby, you can just kiss my ass. Oh, you can kiss my country ass. I said if you got a problem with any of that, you can kiss my natural born redneck to the bone, ever-loving country ass. That's right.
Yeah, welcome back to the Pajama Party. That's our little theme song on the Kiss It list. In the future, you want to call in and turn somebody in on them really messing up this weekend or any weekend when we go on Friday. For whatever they did, you can give us their name, their address, their social security number. We don't care. We'll blast them out completely. But this week was Thanksgiving in particular, and when it comes to covered dishes and people knock on your door, I got a dish.
I brought my famous casserole.
Yeah, my famous casserole.
Oh, boy.
Lord knows what's underneath that top layer of that casserole. Lord have mercy. Once you open that casserole, who knows what's underneath it? And what's that stuff called? The stuff with the beef at the bottom of it.
That shepherd's pie?
Shepherd's pie.
Oh,
and the other one with all the eggs in it. What is the other one called?
I don't know.
These are meals that are like, oh my God. And you know the sad part about it is that when somebody gives you some kind of food poisoning, damn, that is the worst. I mean, that stuff crawls to your intestines, man. You sit on that toilet for hours trying to get that mess through your intestines. You just sit there. Here it is noon. You got something to do. You got to get out, go to the store, got to wash your car, and you've been on the toilet from 11:30 a.m. to like 2:30 in the afternoon trying to get that little piece of badass food through your intestines. Damn. And all the Alka-Seltzer and suppositories are not helping your ass because it's too far away for the
Ketel, save me.
It's too far away for the suppository, and it's too close for the Alka-Seltzer.
Martini.
So it sits in the middle. It sits in the middle of your intestines. What it is, when you have food poisoning, it means something is stuck in the middle of your intestines, and the suppository can't reach it because the suppository is close to your ass, and the Alka-Seltzer can't reach it because the Alka-Seltzer only goes down as far as your esophagus. So it sits in the middle of your intestines, and your body is saying,
"Oh mercy,
damn." And anyway, you sit on the toilet for an hour and a half, 2 hours. Anyway, my last word tonight.
Are you Dr. Poppa DD? What's up with that?
My last word tonight is, and I'm going to turn it over to Redwine and Ketel. My last word tonight, and in all seriousness, please keep watching these appointments of Donald Trump because he's picking a bunch of billionaires, people that don't need money, people have never been concerned about anything. When you reach the plateau of billionaire, believe me, you don't care about nothing. You're financially secure. Your life is good. You got cooks. You got people cutting your hair, cutting your toes, massaging your ass. Whatever you need them to do, you got people doing that. And we don't need these kind of people running the country. We need good, educated people that need a job, that need to make money, and need to show their goodness and their security to life. And hiring a bunch of billionaires is not going to run this country. It's just my opinion. Don't get me wrong. But right now, Trump has hired about 5 billionaires to help run this country. And these billionaires haven't been doing nothing but having people work for them over the last 5-10 years. So God bless America. God bless America. And I just want to say, hey, watch it. Keep an eye on this stuff. That's my final word. And thanks for listening.
Okay.
Redwine?
I just want to say happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us. And be sure to check out the website, apajamaparty.com, and you can follow us on Twitter at apajamaparty. And thanks for hanging out. And hey, tell somebody, tell a friend, tell a couple of friends, tell your neighbors, tell your family that are over 21 to check us out.
Yeah.
We can't be responsible if you have kids listening to us, you know.
Yeah, don't.
It is what it is. We grown up in here.
Yeah, no kids.
And that's my last word. On you, Ketel.
My last word, thanks to our old listeners, new listeners, and future listeners. Shout out to North Kakalaki, all my cousins down there listening. Thanks for listening every week. You give us all love and support. Also, I want to give a shout out to New Orleans. Thanks for opening my eyes to just living. Also, one last note, New York. I lost a cousin tonight, but we got to keep moving on. I'm out. That's my last word.
Sorry to hear that.
All right.
All right, Ketel, and our condolences go out to your family. So sorry to hear of your loss.
For sure.
All right. Thank you so much.
But that wraps up another Pajama Party.
Yeah, join us next week, 9 o'clock Eastern Time, and that'll be 10 o'clock Central Time. No, not this. We're going backwards. 8 o'clock Central Time.
Step away from the glass. Anyway, 9 o'clock Eastern.
Cut me off.
Check the website. We're good. Say good night, Papa.
8 o'clock Central Time.
Good night, Papa.
7 o'clock Mountain Time.
Good night, Papa.
6 o'clock on the West Coast. 9:15 CP time. How was that?
Okay, you got it.
9:15 CP time.
All right. This is Redwine. Bonsoir. Until next week.
And this is Poppa DD.
Ketel.
This is Ketel. And we're out.
All right. See you next week. Peace.
Initiating shutdown sequence.
Is it all over, Rock?
I guess so. I bid you farewell, arrivederci, sayonara, and all that sort of jazz.
Well, when you gotta go, you gotta go.
Well, good night.
Yabiko. Sana.
I regret to announce this is the end. I'm going now.
Good night, and good luck.
Was it as good for you as it was for me?
Now give me a kiss and say good night. Good night.
Good night.
Thank you. Goodbye now. Goodbye. Goodbye. Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you for attending our show, and good night.
Pajama Party, grown and sexy, throwing a party. Pajama Party Crew, keep it real for you. No clothes allowed. Pajama Party, grown and sexy, throwing a party. Pajama Party Crew, keep it real for you. No clothes allowed. Pajama Party, grown and sexy, throwing a party. Pajama Party Crew, keep it real for you. No clothes allowed. Pajama Party, grown and sexy.